morning, everybody. Okay. Is the chat thing working? Can't tell. Yes. Okay. Chat's working. Good, good. I feel like because I have it running in two places, it's not doing what it should. Okay, we're good. We're good. How's everybody doing? Today we're going to be doing vegan meal prep, and it's Monday, so I like to do lots of meal prep on Mondays. And I just started doing meal prep recently, and I'm really liking it because it makes the weekday so much easier. So today we're going to make kind of a Chinese yakisoba, but with spaghetti, because the store didn't have yakisoba noodles, so we're using whole wheat spaghetti instead. Which will be just as good. I've done it before with spaghetti. It's, you know, a little different texturally, but it's not so much that it's like not worth making. So if you don't have yakisoba, don't be afraid to use spaghetti in a pinch. And I'll also be making some brown rice to go with some spicy black bean enchiladas, which is a really easy dish to make. So first thing I probably needed to get going is my rice. And I'm just using brown basmati rice. I get this at Whole Foods. I like the basmati. It has a nice aromatic element that I like. So that's what we're using today. Got a couple of pots here. I need some various things today. This should be a 3-pot meal prep. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I'm going for, is 3 pots. So we got one for rice, one for the spaghetti, and then we're going to cook the stuff in there, and then one for the black beans. So first thing we're going to do is the rice, and just following the cooking directions on the thing. I'm not making a huge batch of rice this week. I made a pretty big batch last week, so I ate quite a bit of rice last week, and I don't want to eat a bunch of rice this week. So we're mixing it up and doing less rice this week. And we're also going to be using this tonight for bibimbap, or how do you say it? Bibimbap. Bibimbap. And that's a Korean dish. And it's kind of like Korean comfort food. Bibimbap is I think it translates to like crispy rice is kind of what it translates to, and we're going to be having that for dinner tonight. And I'm only going to make the rice for it today on stream because I'm going to be doing all squash and Japanese eggplant, and it doesn't keep very well with how thin we're going to slice it. So I'm going to wait till tonight to slice it up, especially the Japanese eggplant. If you don't know what a Japanese eggplant is, show you. 3 pots is ambitious. I usually end up wrecking the whole kitchen during meal prep. I might, Max, I don't know. So it's wrapped in plastic, but this is a Japanese eggplant, and it's kind of purple and white striped. And when you cut into it, it's not going to be like a normal eggplant. It's got like a creamy colored flesh, but it's packed with seeds. And the seeds look similar to a sesame seed, kind of like the same size and stuff. And you can totally eat it all, it's fine. But if you cut into this too early, it'll start turning brown. Kind of like if you cut into an apple early, it'll start getting brown. And I don't want to use any acid on it because the eggplant will soak it up, and I don't want to have lemon-flavored eggplant or lime-flavored eggplant with my bibimbap. So we're gonna not cut this stuff up yet, and we'll just do that tonight for dinner, but the rice we made, so that'll make it easier. How's it going today, Max? What are you up to? So I'm doing a cup of brown basmati rice. And for bibimbap, it is mostly a rice dish, but since I do plant-based vegan nutritarian, which means I eat as nutrient dense as possible, we don't need a ton of rice. So we'll probably do like a half cup to maybe at most a cup of rice each cooked, and that'll be plenty here. And we'll probably actually have leftovers, which I might use in my enchiladas. So this should be more than enough rice to do us in. Now, I'm trying to think. If I do enchiladas, do I need more rice? That's a good question. This makes 4 or 5 3/4 cup servings, so yeah, we should be fine. I'm not worried about it. So anyway, you're gonna put this straight in your pot, and we're gonna put the pot on hot. And you don't need to worry about oil or anything, because we're gonna add some water here in just a second. So you'll just need a measuring cup, and again, following package instructions, pretty simple stuff. 1 3/4 cup water. So, I haven't had much luck cooking on the stove with rice. Anything you have to simmer on the stove, it's like super ultra scary powered. Maybe I should do it on the back burner. Maybe we'll do that. We're gonna move this. So, last time I made rice, I thought it was at a simmer, and this stove heats so hot. You know, I'm still getting used to it because we moved. And you'd think I'd know it by now, but I don't. As much as I cook, it still has its mysteries. So, what is that? Anyway, the rice, I checked on it after like 20 minutes, thinking it was at a simmer, and it was like a full roaring boil. Luckily, the rice still turned out, so that was cool. But I was surprised because, you know, I thought it was a simmer, so it wasn't a simmer. Hey Kyle, what's going on? Nice to see you. How's your day? Technically I'm working, but I haven't accomplished much of anything so far. Oh, well, it is Monday. You know, that happens. We're also going to add a little plant-based butter to that rice. And this is so it doesn't stick together as much. And I'm just using Earth Balance soy-free buttery spread. I've taste tested plant-based butters, and this one's my favorite, and I also like that it doesn't have soy in it. So we're going to use like a half a tablespoon. So many plant-based vegan dishes, and vegan in general has a lot of soy-based items, and I try to limit my soy consumption as much as possible. So anything you can get soy-free, do that. Especially if you're eating tofu, because tofu is soy-based, so you're getting a lot of a lot of soy already in your diet. Wow. Words are so hard. Doing good? Glad to hear it. So we're just going to give this a little stir, the rice. It's just so the rice doesn't get stuck right to the bottom. We want some of that water to kind of coat it. And we're going to let that come up to a boil here. And it might take a minute. Meanwhile, we need a strainer. Actually, need a big strainer too. We'll get this out for the spaghetti while I'm down here. Save time later. Hey, Diamond Plays! My day is going great. How is your day? I'm just being pretty casual today and doing some meal prep to make my life easier this week. And so we're making Asian, Chinese, Yakisoba spaghetti because this store didn't have Yakisoba. And we're making spicy black bean enchiladas and Bibimbap, which is a traditional Korean crispy rice dish. But I'm not going to be making that full dish today, we're just getting some of the elements for it. Okay, so these are just canned, no salt added black beans. I don't like to cook with any extra salt. It's unnecessary, and so many things are so oversalted. Like if you had, a bunch of components, all of them are salted, and then you put them together, and most people add more salt. And before you know it, you have 3,200 milligrams of sodium in a day, when you should be having around 1,200. So I stick to a really strict low sodium diet for personal reasons, and so I always opt for everything with no salt added, because you can always add your own salt if you want to, but I don't cook with salt at all. The only kind of salt I use, I guess you could say, is soy sauce, which is salty, but it's not like salt. I don't even think we have salt in my house, to be honest. I don't think there is salt in this house. Oh yeah, I am, Kyle, thanks. You too. I'm eating and I feel more hungry, that sounds good. So we're just gonna drain these black beans and then rinse them. Sorry about that. My phone just had a heart attack. I don't know why it does that. I get all my notifications at once. It's really weird. Okay, so just drain and rinse them. And we're gonna throw this can in the recycling. Okay. I wonder if I was supposed to rinse those. I was just on autopilot that normally when I make beans I need to rinse them. But I might have just totally messed up. I haven't made this in a while. Shoot. Okay, no, we're good. Drained and rinsed. Whew! I thought I ruined it. We're totally okay, guys. Totally okay. Maybe could you cook something Middle Eastern oriented, like maybe falafel? I actually used to work in a Middle Eastern restaurant. It was Middle Eastern and Greek. And I will be making a pumpkin chocolate chip bread that I made from that restaurant one day here soon. I'm just waiting on my chocolate chips to come. They haven't arrived yet because I had vegan chocolate chips on the way. My store didn't have them. So where the heck was the towel? So we're going to be doing that. And it might not sound traditional, but it is. But I don't like falafel at all. I'm not a fan. I feel like it has a really dry, untempting texture. And I will be making hummus probably next week. But other than that, I don't really eat a lot of Middle Eastern food. I do a lot of Mexican, a lot of Asian, and then I also do a little bit of Italian, but mostly I do Mexican and Asian food. So last week I did a ton of Korean and Chinese dishes. I did bibimbap, I did ramen. I'm going to be doing more ramen. I have all sorts of ramen plans. So I don't know how much Middle Eastern I'll be doing, except for hummus. So the rice is just about boiling. I heard it, so we're going to pop the lid on. Is that your favorite type of cuisine? We're going to pop the lid on and turn it to what I hope is low on the stove. And set the timer for 40 minutes. And we're going to check on that in just a couple minutes to make sure it's not boiling over all over the place. Throw the colander in the sink. So you making me a good dinner today? Just joking about making me dinner part. I am making a good dinner, yeah. Tonight we're having bibimbap, which is that Korean rice dish. So it should be pretty tasty. But we're doing meal prep for the week. Hey Athlon, how's it going? You love Mexican food? Me too. Being plant-based vegan, I eat a lot of Mexican food, mostly because it's just so convenient. You can do a lot of really fresh ingredients, and I don't know, it just works really well. I really like spicy food. So I think that's why I gravitate towards Mexican and Asian dishes, because I really like heat. So today, actually, both these are going to be pretty hot. The black beans are going to be spicy, and the spaghetti is going to be spicy. So it's going to be a spicy sort of day. Traveled in the Middle East this summer, and I've had those amazing falafel wraps in Israel. It was so delicious. I used to make falafel every day at this cafe I worked at. And I worked at this cafe when I was 17, I think. I think I was 17. And I worked there for about a year. And I did all the cooking on all the meal prep there. And so I made falafels, and I made spanakopita, and I made gyros. I made hummus, I made the banana chocolate chip bread. I did a ton of Middle Eastern cooking then, so it's definitely in my wheelhouse. I just, you know, I don't eat a lot of that, but I do really like hummus still. Also love Italian food. Italian's pretty good. Italian's hard because being vegan, a lot of Italian has a lot of cheese and butter, so you have to kind of find replacements. Doing well gearing it for Wednesday. Wednesday? What's happening on Wednesday? Okay, so we want to get these black beans going. So for that, let's see what my recipe says, because I haven't made these in a bit, so I need a little refresher. So bear with me for a sec. So we're going to put in black beans into our pot. And these, again, were just drained and rinsed. I really like to clean my strainers out as soon as I'm done with them, because otherwise, if you let them sit, they are hard as hell to clean later, unless you have the means to soak them in another pot, which is just a pain in the ass in my opinion. So we're rinsing. We're rinsing now to save time later, because I hate cleaning stuff. Actually, I don't mind cleaning things, unless it's like difficult. Oh, okay. So you're going in Thursday, or Wednesday. That's good. I hope you're ready and doing better by then. Okay, we need salsa. Hopefully I have some. I don't know what I bought. Yeah, I always have salsa. What am I thinking? I was gonna say, I didn't buy salsa this week, but I think I still had a ton from last week, because we didn't do a lot of Mexican last week. Last week I was testing recipes last week, and so I did bibimbap, which was a hit. I did ramen. What else did I make? I'm drawing a total blank. I did some other dish. Must not have been very good, because I can't remember what it was. But, you know, what can you do? Okay, so we need a half cup of this. I'm just going to eyeball. There's a fruit fly in here. Get away, fruit fly. So a half cup of whatever salsa you like. That's probably about a half cup, but I like it a little hotter, so we're going to add a little more. And this is just San Juan Salsa Company. I like to get fresh salsa. That fruit fly is going to drive me nuts. Fresh salsa whenever possible, because there's less preservatives in it. So check out salsa in the refrigerated aisle, kind of near usually near like the cold burritos, versus the ones on the middle aisles. The middle aisle ones usually have a lot of preservatives in them because they want to last forever on the shelf. These, if you eat this, it'll last about a week, week and a half in your fridge, and stay fresh, and it's much tastier as well. So if you can, get fresh salsa. I'm doing just fine, thanks. It's Monday, which isn't really a big deal to me, other than I get bummed out because Daniel has to go to work, which sucks. I'd rather he still be home. But other than that, it's just kind of another day for me. I'm going to be doing some cooking today, and then I'm going to be relaxing this afternoon playing Little Big Planet, because I'm addicted like I can't even tell you. I started making a level last night, and well, now I'm going to be sucked in until COD comes out on Thursday. Which, by the way, why did games come out on the Thursday now? Like, when did that start happening? So this is ancho chili pepper, ground. If you can, get ancho chili pepper or chili powder, because it's made from poblanos, which is the more traditional chili powder you get in Mexico. Some of the other chili powders that aren't labeled ancho could be made from other various types of peppers or a variety of peppers, and you're not going to get the same flavor. So if you can, find ancho. Ancho chili pepper. It's so good. So we need a teaspoon on the lighter side. We don't want a full heaping teaspoon. We want it like a level teaspoon of that. That's going to go in. How's your day going, Athlon? What are you up to? I'm half Middle Eastern, so it's in my blood to like those kind of foods. And actually going half to the real deal Middle Eastern was amazing. Oh, I bet, yeah. Yeah, I can see that being pretty awesome for you. Yeah. Okay, we need cumin. This is a really awesome dish, this black beans. I love these black beans. They get so spicy and delicious, and they're really not a whole lot of effort. Like, as you can see, we're just like dumping stuff into a pot, and then we're gonna let it do its thing on the stove. I'm gonna do a heaping teaspoon, a heaping half a teaspoon, which is probably closer to a full teaspoon, of cumin because I love cumin. It's so good. It is amazing in Mexican food. So we're gonna go heavy-handed on the cumin. Awesome, sounds like a yummy good time. Yummy good time. How am I reading chat? I have my laptop right here. I don't know if you can see it on stream, but yeah, my laptop's right here. So that's why I'm looking this way, even though the camera's over there. Because if I put it over there, it'd be like blocking the camera and the counter. So yeah. Okay, did I get everything else in here? Black bean salsa, chili powder, cumin. All right, so that's all we're gonna do. And we're going to toss this on the stove on medium, I believe. Medium, yeah, medium. So just put that on burner, medium heat. My stove heat's really freaking hot, so I actually have a setting for melt, ultra and ultra melt. Like, this thing is hardcore, man. So I haven't figured it out yet. So we're just gonna put it on the back, and we're gonna check that in about 10 minutes. Let's set another timer here. My plastic cap came off the timer. Actually, we'll check that in less than 10 minutes, but we're gonna set the timer for 10 minutes in case, you know, I forget about it, which is a very real possibility. Yeah, I use Restream for chat, so I have all my chats in one place. Not bad, been at home working on things for my stream and trying to solve a murder or 6 in my aquarium. What? What's happening in the aquarium? Murder in the aquarium? Sounds like a bad movie. Alright, we're gonna get the stuff we need for the Asian spaghetti. On to the next thing now. So we need baby bok choy, red cabbage, portobello, I think that's my portobello, green onions, there you go. I think I only need half a bell pepper for this. Let me check. Oh, I need a whole one. Well, that won't do. I also need a jalapeno for that spicy black bean thing I got going on. Okay, I think that's everything. If not, we'll open the fridge back up. Okay, so the spicy spaghetti, I've made once before, so I'm just like reading off my old recipe that I made. I kind of just whipped this together one night, and I do this a lot. I like make something, and right when I'm done making it, I write it all down, because if it turned out good, I want to make it again. So this is my second time making it, so we'll see. Hopefully it'll turn out good. We need, oh shoot, a carrot. Okay, carrot. Oh, and the peas. Good thing I got in the carrot drawer now. The carrots are like really long and skinny right now. So skinny carrots. Oh, so skinny. They seem perfect for like gnawing on, you know, like cartoon style. That's what I feel like they look like. Alright, look at this portobello. Isn't it pretty? We're gonna eat it. And we're gonna eat the carrot. And well, one origami was found dead, and my neon's been slowly disappearing with hot trace. I suspect they're being eaten as they're very small. Uh-oh, sounds like there's a predator in the tank. Are you supposed to like make sure you have ones that don't want to kill each other in there? Okay, we're gonna give this a stir back here on the burner. We want the salsa to kind of get into everything. And there's a little liquid in this, but not much. And if it feels like it's getting too dry, and this is the black beans, by the way. If it feels like it's getting too dry, we'll add a little water. But right now it looks pretty good. We just need to give it a stir so it's kind of got something to simmer on, you know what I mean? So we'll put back. As it gets hotter, it'll get more simmery. More simmery, is that a word? Is now. I'm gonna start getting my water boiling for the spaghetti. Because who knows how long it'll take, and it's better to just have your water ready to go than have to wait for it. I don't like waiting for water to boil. And what's that saying? A watch pot never boils. So if you're doing something else while your water's going, it'll be boiling in no time. Takes forever to fill up this pot. I feel like I need a tissue. I'm sniffing because of all the spice. I think some of it just smacked me in the face. The problem is I have like cables and cords all over where you guys can't see, and I have to like do some gymnastic routine, loosey-loo style, to get to a tissue. Which I might do. Okay, water. Ugh. This is why you work out, guys, so you can lift pots of water. I'm gonna get a tissue. Climb over everything. Climb back over everything. I've really been trying to loosen up this apron. It's like a leather apron, so it's really stiff, and I know I have to wear it to break it in and get it soft like I want it to be, but man, what a pain in the ass. Very odd, because they're all peaceful typically, but I did notice one of the gouramis chasing others around. Oh, okay. Oh, thanks, Mulkey. Appreciate it. Okay, so we're gonna wash the tomato, the bell pepper, and the carrot, and the jalapeno. Make sure you get in all the cracks of the bell pepper, especially up near the stem. And you really want to scrub your carrots pretty diligently, especially if you're buying non-organic and you're not peeling it. If you're buying organic, you always want to wash it anyway, just because they tend to be pretty dirty. So just give it a good over. But really you want to wash any produce, because you think about it, like when you shop for produce, you probably are like me and want to touch it all, like, oh, is this one good? Oh, I don't think so. You put that one back and you grab a different one. So think about how many people have touched that bell pepper. Yeah, you want to wash that shit. All right, Athlon, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, the black beans are simmering a little now. Give them another swirl. And I'm also going to check on my rice. Make sure we're not boiling over here. It's doing pretty good. You don't really want to disturb your rice. You want to leave the lid on and let it do its thing. But because my stove's temperamental lately, and I haven't figured it out yet, I have to check on it. But I think we're going to be good. So it should be fine. We should be good to go. I need a garbage bowl. Because inevitably, we don't need this knife. Inevitably, I'm going to have stuff all over the place. Alright. Here we go. Alright. What's first? Bell pepper, thin. We want the whole thing. So we're just going to yank the seeds out and the stem. And I grabbed a garbage bowl for that exact reason. I do need another bowl to actually put stuff in that I'm going to cook with. I think all this is going to kind of go in together, so it can kind of mix in the bowl here. Alright, so we want thin strips. And I want this pretty thin, so I'm going to cut it slowly. Because if I cut it fast, they're going to be not so thin. And we're just going to put everything right into this bowl. And if you have any more seeds or any membrane in the inside here, you can just like yank it out with your fingers. It comes out pretty good, pretty easily. Alright, and then we're gonna get rid of some of this membrane here in the middle, just because I don't like the way it looks. And so just kind of scrape out the really thin bit and use the rest. And again, we're gonna cut this slow because I want to kind of get a really much thinner strip than I would normally get or do for like fajitas or something. If I was doing fajitas, I would just kind of go to town and chop it up. But because this is going to go in spaghetti, you kind of think of spaghetti, you know, sometimes it's nice if it like all winds around your spoon at the same time, or your fork, your spoon, or your chopsticks is the case maybe. And so I try to be a little more mindful while I'm chopping stuff for this dish, because I'm kind of going for that classic Chinese Yakisoba. And they have some mad knife skills I don't possess, so we're just going to work with what we got. Sounds like the black beans are doing good. Just want to keep an ear on those. Make sure nothing explodes behind me. I actually had a kitchen explosion the other night. I made a really awesome enchilada sauce. I wanted something hotter, and so I ended up doing a roasted red pepper and roasted tomato enchilada sauce, and it was bomb. Like, it was really good. I really liked it. Recipe coming soon. But I put it on the stove to boil. Ooh, what's that? Oh, that's for the black beans. Covered in peppers. But anyway, I turned around to do something else, and it was on the stove on a low, and it like had an air bubble in it that was weird, and it just kind of like exploded on me. So here's our black bean mix right now, and it's looking pretty good. We're gonna actually mash a little of this. Side note. Hi, Puma. Okay. Love this thing, by the way. So we're gonna mash a little bit of that because we kind of want it half mashed, half chunky. Really bummed out. My masher that my mom gave me, that she'd had since she was married to my dad, or got when they were married, like back when they were 18 or something, broke a month ago. I loved that masher, so we had to go buy a new one. Doesn't work nearly as good as the magical masher my mom gave me, but what can you do? So we're just gonna mash a little, but not till it's like smooth like you would do a refried bean, but we just want to mash everything a little bit. So that's probably good. You kind of want to leave some chunks. Come on. I want to get all the bits off, you know. A masher's another good thing to clean when you're doing it, because it'll just get worse the longer you wait. We're going to taste that real fast. I have some chips, because, you know, why not have a real bite of something. Black beans. So it shouldn't be really spicy yet, but we're going to add jalapeno, which will make it spicy. I don't want to burn my face off. Freaking awesome. Okay, this is totally good to go. So we're gonna turn the heat off that back burner because it's done. It's delicious. And I just need to find the right chicken here. Just getting a spatula, and this is gonna cool down, but I don't want it to cool down a ton, so I'm gonna kind of scrape it over to one side till I'm ready for it. So we'll just set that there. It can do its thing, hang out, while we continue prepping our vegetable for our Yaka spaghetti. That should be the name of it. Yaka spaghetti. The enchiladas we need to wait for the rice, really. I just got a pepper that squirted like right next to my eye. This is a juicy one, man. Sometimes peppers, they're dangerous. Come on, be thin. Be thin. You know you wanna. Alright. Pepper. And I'm gonna wipe down my cutting board because it's got pepper all over it now. Just get a little bit of a wet cloth. You can see it's kind of like red. Red where the pepper was. And I don't want it to infiltrate everything I'm making, so I like to wipe down between the peppers. It's kind of like garlic or ginger, you know, it can really like mess up your board. Okay, water is boiling-ish, and by ish I mean it's like barely got bubbles going. Okay, next step is this, excuse me, this portobello, and we're just gonna scrape the top for any big dirt clods that might be on it, and it's actually a really clean one, so I'm not worried too much about it. But we're gonna go ahead and pull the stem right out, and then, how do I want to cut this? I think thin strips. That black bean was really good, but now it's stuck in my teeth. So we're going to do like thin strips, and this is going to be like the meaty portion of our yakisoba. So, you know, portobello's the best bet for like the meatiest mushroom you're going to get. But you could also do creminis would be really good, or shiitakes would be awesome in this. Any one of those. If you don't have those available and all you have is white mushrooms at your market, you know, those will work too. And we're going to cut this in half. Isn't it pretty when it does that? I like when you get your mushroom in a fan. And so all that is going to go right in here. So pretty. I've just started cooking with portobellos recently. I usually am a cremini for most everything, unless it's like something really special, then I might get shiitakes, or if morels are in season, I do something like that. But I'm really liking the shiitakes, and Daniel really likes them as well, so more shiitake. Okay, for the carrot, we're going to slice this super thin, and I have this really fun gadget for it. If I can find it. It's like a ribboner, I guess you could call it. I don't know. Maybe it's called a ribboner? I'm not sure what they call it, but it's pretty groovy. So it's like this little tool with funny teeth bits on it. And we're just going to go from one end all the way down. And you can see it makes like ribbons. Isn't that groovy? So they're kind of like noodles. And they'll be really awesome for this. So we're going to go once all the way around because we want to get all the skin off. But we're going to keep this skin and eat it because the skin actually has most of the nutrition in it, which is true about most fruit and vegetables. Like if you can eat the skin, you know, do it because you'll get more nutrition out of the produce that you're buying. All right. So first pass. Then we're just going to kind of go to town on one side. And this is, you know, a little slow going just because I'm not using like a fancy noodling machine. I just have this little tool, so it could be faster for if you had other things to do it with, but we don't, so we're using this. And this is actually the same way I do for the bibimbap. Bibimbap. I can't get that out right. Bibimbap. And I might actually get it going some of the vegetables for tonight too, because then I don't have to worry about it later. Because I could do the carrots like this, or I could slice them thin by hand. Either way will work. But as you can see, this is like the most glorious time saver ever. So I think I might just use this, and we might prep those because the carrots will be fine till tonight. All right, we're getting down to the end. It gets a little floppy and hard to deal with, so just do your best. Then you have a really sad carrot. If you have a rabbit, perfect use. Alright, so we're gonna cut this a little bit into kind of like 2-inch chunks. And that is our carrot for our yakisoba. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab one more carrot and prep it for tonight, because I have the tool out and then I won't have to get it out later and rewash it. See? Time savers. And we're gonna wash it. Okay, cut off the end, and we're gonna just do the same thing to this one. I love this thing, it's so fun too. There's virtually no risk of hurting yourself as long as you keep your fingers out of the way, so if you have a kid that's actually accustomed to cooking in the kitchen with you, that you trust to handle something like this, like if they've peeled vegetables before in your house, you could totally have your kid do this, and they'd probably think that was pretty cool. Because this is the kind of stuff that's, you know, fun. The fun things to do in the kitchen. Kids get all the fun stuff. Is the carrot for tonight. And we'll do the same thing to that. We're going to cut it into about 2-inch chunks. That one's kind of small, but you get the point. And I'm just going to actually throw that in some plastic wrap for this evening. And that'll make making dinner a cinch. And I'm probably going to cut up the squash, but minus the Japanese eggplant, because like I was saying, the Japanese eggplant will brown on you if you cut it in advance, so you don't want to do it. But you could do the zucchini and the squash for tonight, and it'd be fine. Alright. Looks like the water is getting ready to boil. It's close. We're just making like a little plastic. Ta-da! And then we're done with this thing. Okay. So how long do I have on my rice? We have 10 minutes till the rice needs to come off the heat, and then rest for 10 minutes, and then we can start our enchiladas. We need to get our bok choy cleaned up here. And this will need a wash, because bok choy is pretty dirty, as you can see, so it definitely need to wash your bok choy. And this is baby bok choy. You could use a big one too, but the baby bok choy looked pretty awesome today, so that's what we're using. So you might need to wash this twice. I usually do once just to kind of get all the big chunks of dirt out, and then when you're cutting it, you might find that there's some dirt that kind of got tucked into it, and you'll want to wash that out as well. But this is kind of a way to, you know, you kind of pull it apart and let the water flush into it, just pulling the stems so the water can get inside, and rubbing all the leaves in the bottom bit, and then hold it upside down and shake it to get most of the water out. dump our bowl here. Okay, water's doing pretty good. Misa back. Welcome back, Athlon. Looks really yummy. Got you all tweetered out. Oh, thanks, I appreciate it. Okay, so now we're just gonna pull the bok choy apart, and it looks pretty good. I mean, it's pretty nice. There's a couple blemishes on some of the leaves, but not too bad. And we can just remove those. So we're just gonna kind of pull it apart. And we're not gonna use that last bit. And this will be kind of our leafy green in this recipe. And it'll add a really nice crunch as well. Baby bok choy is pretty awesome for stir fries and pasta dishes for that. Alright, our water's boiling, so let's get our spaghetti going. Since we didn't have yakisoba at the store, we're using whole wheat spaghetti. I use whole wheat because when they do the wheat or the flour, white flour is basically the outside germ of the wheat taken off to make it white, and they often bleach it. And so this is free of bleach, and all the nutrition's usually in that outer husk, which is what is wheat. So I go for more nutrition, so the wheat it is. We're just gonna dump it all in, and package directions 10 to 12 minutes. So we're gonna check it at about 10. Because we're doing meal prep, we don't want to cook it till it's like ready to eat. We want to cook it till it's underdone, so that when we go to reheat this pasta dish over the next couple days, it's not turning to mush. So put it in the pot on a high boil and give it a little stir. The pasta is pretty temperamental at the beginning. It'll stick together really fast if you don't stir it right away, so you want to make sure to give it a stir. And sometimes your pot might boil a little too much, and then you'll have water flying everywhere, so you can turn your heat down just a little bit, which mine is. So there it goes, boiling over. I really need to take out my recycling. It's really packed. It doesn't even fit in there. Once the noodles get a little softer, it doesn't boil as crazy because they're not like all in one spot in the middle of your pot. So just kind of stir them around so they don't stick, and it keeps your pot a little less psychotic. As I say that, it boils over, yeah. Okay. So for the bok choy, we're going to separate the leafy bit from the white portion, and we're also going to get rid of any spots that look like they might have been eaten by bugs. So any bits that have holes or any discoloration, we want to get rid of those. So we're just going to kind of separate this out. And we're doing this because the leaves of the bok choy are going to cook much differently, time-wise, than the white part. The white part is going to go in with this stuff, and the leaves are going to go in at the very end because they'll cook really fast. And again, is that a blemish or a bug? We'll just cut it out. Looks like a blemish. So they'll cook a lot different, so you want to separate them. You could, if you're grilling these, you know, you can totally cook them together and they'll be fine. The ends will get a little charry and the whites will get cooked. This one's kind of funky. We're not gonna eat that one, actually. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Hello, Maria. How are you? When hungry, come to Red Lace. Hey, Bajrami, how's it going? I have a piece of carrot stuck to my knife, and it's bothering me. All right, cut that off. This one's also got a little blemish, but we're going to cut it off. That's a tiny little leaf. So when you get down to the end bits here, they're pretty small. And this is where you want to check for the dirt when you get down to the tiny ones, because that was what's on the inside, so that's where most of the dirt might be hiding. All right, so we're going to cut off the very end of these, because it's got, you know, the gnarly bit, kind of like the end of celery or something, is I guess the closest thing you could describe it as, is the end of like celery. So we're just going to cut those off. And this one had that funky bit, so we're going to cut a big chunk of it off, and so does this one. I'm just damage recovering. Damage recovering. What's that mean? Damage recovering. I don't even have a guess. Cut off all of these. Now you see why we emptied our garbage bowl. Okay. So for the leaves, what are you? For the leaves, we're going to cut them into kind of chunks, I think. And not too small. We're going to leave them kind of big. So maybe into quarters. And this can be totally rough. Like, this doesn't have to be perfect, guys. I mean, you can do a few at a time. We're not worried about it. We're just kind of breaking them up into smaller bits. Get our garbage bowl off the sink, or off the counter here. But you kind of want them all the same size for, you know, visually appealing and, you know, ease of eating. Well, I just played Just Dance for 4 hours today, so I'm recovering my strength. Oh, you're recovering your strength. Oh, dance recovering. Okay, the thing said damage, so I got confused. Already eating, but you're making me hungry. Hi, Patch. How are you? How was your stream today? I'm excited to see that you're back to streaming again. How'd it go? Sorry I wasn't able to attend, but I have been busy cooking. We are meal prepping, so I can kick off my heels and relax this week. Okay, this is the fun part. Or at least I think it's fun. To make this traditional, more Chinese style, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. I need to stir the pasta. I didn't set a timer. Oh, shoot! No! Oh, geez. How long do you think that's been in there? Oops. I'm gonna guess we're gonna go with 5 minutes. Failed. I do that so much, I forget the timer. Okay, so we'll set it for 5 minutes and check on it. It's supposed to be in 10, so I think it's been in a little while. I'm good, and it was great. I needed that break even though it was long. Well, that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad you took the break you needed. Oh, yakisoba! Yeah, Loki, it's so good. Yeah, I was bummed out though. The store didn't have yakisoba noodles, so we're making yakisoba with spaghetti noodles. Because, you know, you make do. But yeah, yakisoba's awesome. I've been wanting it all weekend. So this is the fun part to make it more traditional Chinese. You're gonna put your knife at like a 45-degree angle and cut it off that way. And cut it away from your hand so you don't chop your fingers off. So it gets kind of like this cool shape. So we're gonna do that. This one's pretty big. We'll cut one more. And it kind of makes it thinner so it cooks easier, and it just looks pretty. So, you know, multi-purpose here. Ooh, don't do that. Thanks for the host, Athlon, I appreciate it. So we're kind of, ooh, what's that? That's our rice. Let's check it out. Looks perfect. We're gonna pull that off the heat, turn the heat off, and that's gonna sit for 10 minutes. And then we can start doing our enchilada stuff. I'm sorry if you can hear like pounding. They're like hammering metal, it sounds like outside. I don't know what's happening. Your microwave produces music. I guess it is kind of musical, isn't it? It has a nice little tweet. I really like it. It's not very demanding of your attention. It's like, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Versus like, come get your food, bitch. You don't mind me asking, how long have you been vegan for? I've been eating mostly plant-based vegan for a little over a year. I'm not completely vegan yet. I'm still kind of transitioning, but I'm getting more and more vegan all the time. Last week we ate all of our meals all week long vegan, except for one day we did a vegetarian dish because we had an egg in it, in a ramen. So, you know, I'd say other than that, I'm pretty much there. I don't do dairy at all, but we do occasionally eat eggs. and I occasionally have sushi, but lately I've been also going for vegan sushi, so, you know. But yeah, about a year, a little over a year. Are you vegan yourself, Logie? These things are just slippery little guys. I tell you what. Thanks for that host, Hillian. What's going on? Yeah, it's not like an alarm clock that keeps beeping annoyingly and be like, bitch, get your food now. Yeah. It's not. No, it's much more pleasant. We also found out recently that our microwave, or our fridge beeps, which I thought was interesting. One night we were like sitting down and all of a sudden we heard this beeping and we're like, where is that coming from? And it was like a beep, beep, beep. It sounded like maybe, you know, a truck was backing up, but much nicer. And it turned out it was our refrigerator beeping because we left the door open. And yeah, apparently it talks to us. So the electronics in our apartment are very, very nice. Nice to remind us of things we've done wrong during the day. So stirring the spaghetti because we don't know how long it's been in here. It's a magical mystery. And looks like we have 45 seconds on it, and then I'm going to check it. That microwave needs ringtones. That'd be pretty awesome if it had ringtones, I'm not going to lie. That'd be pretty cool. So we got some spring onions here. Why don't you open a food place? I mean, you make delicious food. Cooking for yourself and your family versus a restaurant is like a horse of a whole other color. And I think then it would feel like a chore to me. And, you know, I'd rather teach people how to make stuff than just cook for the masses. That, honestly, most of the masses don't know what's good food if it hit them upside the face. So, that wouldn't be fun to me at all. That would be awful. Okay, we're gonna check on the pasta noodles because we don't know what's happening in here. Ooh, hot. Ooh, hot. Ooh, hot. Hot! Mine does that too when the door's open for too long, it starts beeping. That's pretty cool. I mean, I never heard of a refrigerator doing that. So I thought that was pretty neat. Just curious about a vegan lifestyle. I was brought up a vegetarian but moved over to meat. Oh, interesting. What drove you to the dark side after being vegetarian for so long? It's pretty close. I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes. Again, we don't want the pasta to be like ready to eat. We want it underdone so that when we reheat our pasta this week, it will be perfect. Okay, we're gonna give these a little wash and pull out any bits that look gnarly or, you know, wilting or browning or whatever. These are actually really beautiful green onions. I was pretty excited about them. So there's not a whole lot that needs to be peeled off. These are called green onions, or they can be called spring onions, but they tend to be pretty sandy and sometimes can be slimy. So you want to make sure to rinse them really well. I used to actually grow our own chives, and often, you know, we'd let them grow large and long. They were always so delicious, but you always got to be sure to wash them really well. And chives are different. They're like small green onions, basically. They're just really little, and they're so good. They're really delicate. Just got extremely picky and found it difficult to enjoy some of my meals my family cooked. Oh, okay. Fair enough. When are you going to try out for MasterChef? Hey, jeez. What do you mean? How do you know I haven't already tried out for MasterChef? I could be on the next episode. You don't know. I choose Morimoto. Is he still on that show? I haven't watched MasterChef in years, so I don't know who's on it these days, but if I was gonna battle, I'd be battling Morimoto, man. Go for the best. Ready for some Blackout on Friday? No, I'm not gonna play Blackout most likely. I'm looking forward to the multiplayer more, to be honest. I thought Blackout was kind of meh. I might play it if friends are playing it, just because, but I'm not looking forward to it as much as I am just multiplayer COD, just so I can shoot some people, because, you know, that's always a fun time. But I'm looking forward to some COD. I should turn my fan on, but I didn't, so now, like, the ceiling's looking a little hot. Oh, hell. It's already that time? Hype. What's happening? Oh, COD. Gonna wreck the hell out of COD? I'm pretty excited for it, too. We're good. I'm gonna let that go for like 30 seconds. I'm not gonna get distracted. So I'm gonna stand here and drink my water. I need to go, but I'm gonna drop the follow. Bye, take care. Thanks, Loki, thanks for hanging out, and thank you for following. Appreciate it. We will see you next time. Okay. Pot holders, because I don't want to burn my fingers off. We have a colander in the sink already. Whoa! Spaghetti facial. Whoa! Okay. I'm just going to set that aside for a minute because we're going to use the same pot for all this stuff. And I almost have everything prepped to go in there. We're pretty close. If I speed my ass up, which I should do. Too slow. You're the opposite kind of, you're looking forward to Blackout but not the multiplayer. See, I'm a big Search and Destroy fan, and I really like Domination, so that's probably where you'll find me. In S&D and Dom. Gonna buy it Thursday night? Nice. Yeah, I'm pre-ordering it probably today. Though at 24th of October, Just Dance 2019 will be officially available. Oh, cool. I bet you're getting that. So we're gonna cut these into about 2-inch chunks. And when you get down to the end, you don't want to get any of these bits that are all funky, but we do want to get some of the whites. So we're going to kind of split them up here. I want some of the white. That one's pretty monstrous. We're going to cut that a little smaller. So we're going to get everything but the weird spindly bit at the end. Wasting not with the glorious green onions. I love green onions. We eat a lot of them. Alright. Another bowl. At midnight. I'll be on it from 11 p.m. my time, so 6 p.m. Eastern Thursday night. Nice. I don't know if I'll play it on Thursday night, but I will be playing it Friday, and I might stream it. I might do some COD streams this week after it comes out. Thank you for the follow, Raider. Welcome. OFC? What's OFC? I'm bad with abbreviations. I'm not that hip with the lingo. So I was originally going to put peas in this, but I don't know if it's going to need it, but we might do some anyway, if I can get the bag open. Thinking about buying 2 copies of Black Ops 4, one for me and one for a friend. Well, that's very generous of you. So we're just going to cut the ends off these snap peas and get rid of any that look funky. I don't like the ends. They're often kind of stringy. These are organic, so some of them are pretty gnarly, as you can see. I just want to get off any weird bits. That is our rice. So the rice is done. It can be chilling over there. It's fine. Nothing's going to happen to it. It just is letting me know I could do something with it should I want to at this point. And so that cooked for 50 minutes total. See, that one's gnarly. We don't want to eat that. Ew. Like, ew. This one's gnarly too. These didn't look very good today, but I bought them anyway, thinking, you know, some of them gotta be good, right? Yeah, some of these are really bad. It is not the season for snap peas, so we're kind of out on a whim, hoping some of these would be good, and a lot of them are not, sadly. But we haven't had them in a while, and I felt in the mood for them, so we're rolling with what we got. Yeah, we're just buying 1 copy of Black Ops, and then we're gonna share it. But Daniel doesn't really play Black Ops. he's not really a COD fan. He played COD campaign like way back in the day, but since he hasn't really been into it, and he's never really been into the multiplayer part of COD, he just likes the campaigns. He played COD before I did, but not multiplayer. Or I've spent way too much time in multiplayer. I, done 10th Prestige a couple games, so I've had my fair share. I'm really looking forward to some COD. Is that one funky too? Let's just cut that bit off. Okay, we're just gonna do some peas. I don't want a ton, because we got a lot of other green stuff going on, and these just don't look very good. I don't really want to eat them. Oh, that one looks pretty though. We're gonna get that one. Anything else of these look good? Those are bad. There are so many that look just terrible in here. Like, unedible. Wouldn't have picked them off the branch. We used to grow these. We did a lot of our own food. We did a huge garden when we lived in Oregon. We had a house and lots of room. So we grew a lot of our own food. And we always did snap peas. And I will tell you what, you grow snap peas and you're going to be like up to your ears in snap peas for the summer. And you'll be best friends with all your neighbors or your family, because you'll have so many you won't be able to get rid of them fast enough. Like, you just can't eat that many snap peas. We usually did like a few plants, and they're crazy growers. Crazy. Crazy fulfilling. Amazing friend, played a lot of Sea of Thieves together. She saved me from uninstalling the game. That game bored the shit out of me. I uninstalled it. It made me sick, and I didn't like it. I thought it was boring as hell. That was one I'm very upset that I paid for. Red cabbagey. Red cabbage. I call it cabbagey. Which, long story short, there was this teriyaki place we used to go to all the time back in Oregon that we loved, and Daniel always wanted extra rice and no cabbage. Like, they made this cabbage salad that went with it, so he always ordered his, no veg, so he'd get the extra rice. And the little lady that worked there didn't speak very good English, and she was adorable. She knew us really well because we were in there a lot. And she knew our order. We never really had to order, but when she'd yell it back to the kitchen, she'd be like, "One spicy teriyaki, no cabbagey." We joked with her about it. She was really nice. So anyway, that's kind of stuck. Some people, make an impression on your life. And the cabbage lady was one of them. I liked her. So nice. Always in such a nice mood. Hey Pepe, beautiful kitchen, thank you. Love Sea of Thieves, is one of my favorites, but I've added a lot of stuff to it, and there is more on the way. Yeah, I know you play a lot of it. You said you play with your wife playing that game, right? I think that's what you said. Okay, we're gonna get cooking. So we got lots of stuff prepped here, which, by the way, looks pretty glorious. Like, let's take a picture, because bounty and stuff. Okay, so we're gonna throw this same pot that we already cooked in on a medium-high heat, and I'm gonna be using coconut oil to start with, but we will be using sesame oil as well. Sesame oil. I just got this really awesome oil. They make a few different kinds. La Torrengelle? I don't know how to say that. It's probably Italian. But I got toasted sesame and avocado oil, and we used the avocado oil. Daniel made croutons this weekend, and oh my gosh, so good. Okay, we're gonna use quite a bit of oil in this, like a tablespoon. That's a lot for me, because we're gonna be cooking all of this, so we need a lot. Cursed cannonballs plus volcanoes, making for some good fun. Well, that's cool. If you like that type of game, more power to you. I'm glad they're doing it justice. Never expected to meet someone that would change my opinion of Sea of Thieves. Yeah, I can't be convinced. But I'm stubborn, so I know I wouldn't be able to be convinced. If I don't like something, chances of me changing my mind are not good. So we're gonna put in the portobello and the red bell pepper right away. And you want to give the mushrooms a little stir since they're kind of clumped together and you don't want them to stick to the bottom immediately. So give those a whisk around. And then we're going to put in the ends of the bok choy, which is kind of like it's not a mirepoix, which is carrot, celery, and onion, but there's a different one, and it's celery, bell pepper, and onion, I believe. It's kind of like that. So anyway, stir it up. Now we're just going to keep an eye on this, so, you know, we need to get our sauce going. Wife's going to play the crap out of it? That's awesome. That is super cool. Alright, sauce. 3 teaspoons sesame oil, and I might actually measure this. Do I have teaspoons? I do, okay. 3 teaspoons sesame oil, and you're actually going to, this is toasted sesame oil by the way, I prefer toasted. I'm going to do kind of heaping because I really like it, and I'm getting it all over the side of this thing. Total mess. But we're actually going to put more sesame oil on it when you serve it. So when you get ready to serve this pasta, you're going to drizzle a little bit of toasted sesame oil right on top. And it'll like re-gloss the noodles and kind of brighten it back up after being in the fridge. So anyway. There again, a lot of people play Fortnite and I find it kind of boring. I don't like Fortnite either. There's not many games right now I'm super keen on, to be honest. Give this a stir. Now we're cooking. We're going to cook that just till it's starting to soften a little and the mushrooms get some color on them. So then we need aji mirin, sweet cooking rice wine, more or less. You could also use sake if you wanted, but you need to cook it down and I don't want to be bothered. So 3 tablespoons of this. Again, they can be kind of, you know, overflowing. That's totally cool. Oh, starting to look so good. Kind of want to put your mushrooms to like scrape them down onto the bottom, that way they'll brown. Because if they're sitting on top of the other veg, they'll just steam. So if you can, while you're cooking this, kind of scrape your mushrooms down to the bottom and then let it sit for a bit so it can brown your mushrooms and it'll be way better than if you just let them steam on top of everything else. You can hear them squeaking. Squeaky mushrooms. And I'm getting a mushroom facial right now. Okay. The CEO of Gearbox? Yeah, he knows that guy. How cool is that? You like Fortnite? Some people really do. The whole reason I haven't installed PUBG is that I keep winning. I like PUBG. I really enjoy PUBG, but I do not like Fortnite. Fortnite is not my thing. I don't like the gunplay, or the character style, or the map. I really don't like anything about it. I hate the building. The building's what kills me probably more than anything else. So 3 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. Comes out so slow. 2. And a little extra just cause. The PvE is a lot of fun, but Battle Royale I don't care for. I've heard that. I've had friends say the same thing. Okay, the mushrooms are starting to brown. The bottom of our pan looks glorious. That's what we're going for. I'm going to move this off the heat for just a second. What do I need to get in there next? We need to get these in. But I'm a little behind, so we just want to move it off the heat for a second. What else goes in my sauce? Lime. red pepper flakes, ginger, garlic. Oh crap, I didn't chop any of those. Oh no. Oh no. Behind. Yeah, okay, we're gonna actually turn the heat off for a minute because I am so far behind. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. Still have PUBG installed, but I only play it when the friend is on, both mobile and Xbox. That makes sense, yeah. I think PUBG is definitely a lot more fun if you have friends to play with. If you don't have friends to play with, you know, it can get just like frustrating as hell. I don't use a lime juicer thingy mabobber. I just squeeze with brute force because I work out. Really, I just don't want to wash the lime thing. So if you have one of these contraptions, feel free to use it. It just squeezes, but I'm lazy. Oh no? Oh no? What's happening, Renvain? I won a solo game today. How's it going, Doc? We need a short version of your name. You want a solo game today? Oh, I think I saw that. You posted that to Discord, didn't you? I think I saw that. Okay, so lime juiced. We also need a tablespoon of maple syrup, which this is vegan version. If you're not vegan, you could use honey. Syrup. This is just organic, grade A, dark color maple syrup. Don't use like Mrs. Butterworth. That stuff is not syrup. That's high fructose corn syrup, and it is not the same thing. Use real maple syrup. Great, how about you, my friend? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing awesome. It's nice to see you. How's things going? For some reason, your messages are posting twice, which is really weird. Red pepper flakes. Oh. So again, we're making this kind of spicy, right? So, 1/4 teaspoon. I don't have a 1/4 that I can find or want to dig for, so we're going to just do a 1/2. Might be a little hotter, it's okay. We both love spicy food, so it's all good. Okay, and then we need, 3 cloves of garlic. That's a lot. That's a lot of garlic, man. This looks good? Oh, thank you. We are meal prepping. Got a few things going on. We got black bean enchiladas in the works, and right now I'm working on the Yakisoba spaghetti because they didn't have Yakisoba noodles, so we're making do with spaghetti noodles. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing it. It's weird. All right, these cloves of garlic look kind of small, so we're gonna do 4. Just peel the paper off. Comes off pretty easy if you smack it with your knife like that, and if you don't know how to smack garlic on your cutting board, the Food Network is a great place to learn basic things such as garlic cutting. Your jelly? Well, you could make it yourself. I'm showing you the way. You could eat this tonight for dinner if you wanted. You have the know-how. We're gonna eat this for a few nights because I'm making a massive batch of it. It's gonna be ridiculous. I'll probably be eating it for lunch a couple days, and Daniel will have it for dinner with me a couple nights, so I'll probably eat it for 4 days. Alright, we're gonna cut the ends off the garlic, and that's this end that's got like a funky bit going on. We don't want that. I don't want to eat it. So we're just gonna cut that out. And then any of the garlic that looks like it might have a green tip on it means it's a little older. It's got a germ in it. You can kind of see it right here. And you can just use the tip of your knife to kind of pull that out. See, like that? And then it should just peel. That one broke. But you can see it now. It just revealed itself. But this green bit that's in the middle of garlic, it's really hard to digest. So don't eat it if you can help it. It's just not very good for you. And it doesn't hurt to take it out. And, you know, better digestion, mo better. So get that out. The rest of it looks good. Then we need our ginger. Won a solo once on mobile. I heard a lot of people were winning a ton on PUBG on mobile. I never played it. I couldn't be bothered. I was like, why would I want to play on mobile if I could play on my Xbox? So we're taking a spoon. This is ginger root. We're gonna just peel off the skin using the spoon. And this is one of the easiest ways. Oh shoot, there goes my handle. Now it's gonna be hard because I don't have a handle to leverage. This is one of the easier ways to peel ginger, but you can also just cut it off, or you can just eat it if you want. You can definitely eat the skin of ginger, but you know, for certain things, if you're using a lot of it, you might not want to do that. But if you were making like ginger tea, you could totally just like chop it up as is, and then when strained out, then you wouldn't eat or drink any of it. So depending on how you're making or what you're making, you could do this a number of ways. Ginger root's sometimes a pain in the butt though, because you know, you get like crevices like this one that you're like, how do I get in there? Spoon, my friend, spoon. So we'll probably end up eating some of the skin because I just can't get it out, which is fine. Ooh, hello. Okay, that looks pretty good. So you want about a 1-inch chunk of ginger for this. I like a lot of ginger. I think it adds a lot of flavor, and we have a huge batch of pasta, so keep that in mind. I stopped eating meat in general, which is making me feel about a lot better than what I did before. That's awesome. Good for you. Way to help out the world and your body at the same time. That's awesome. What made you decide to do that? A ginger died to make you happy. Cupid with the jokes. Okay, so we're going to cut off the very end of this, which was exposed to the air. It's pretty dry. And the rest, oh, it's going to turn purple because I chopped cabbage with the knife. So we're going to cut this into thin strips here, and it's kind of hard, so be careful about your fingers. And I don't mean it's hard to cut, I mean the ginger is kind of firm. And then we're going to just chop all of this up. Pretty fine, actually. So funny, that one piece is totally purple because of me chopping cabbage right before this. I really should have done this on a different cutting board because it's going to make this one just stink like garlic for like 3 days. Chop, 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 chop. Garlic's kind of sticky, so it's really going to stick to your knife, so you just kind of got to slide it off your knife every so often and like repile and go again until you get it all kind of chopped up. Like you don't need the really big bits because you don't want a huge bite of garlic or ginger, you know what I mean? It smells so good. Glorious. Okay. That's gonna go right into that. Into our sauce. And this dish, I think, gets better with days. It's kind of like chili in that regard. I'm going to take this out because we don't need it anymore. You know how chili kind of gets better as the days go on, like flavors kind of meld together? This is kind of the same. It does that too. Okay, pot, back on the heat, back to medium-high. We got, where are we at? We got our peas, our mushrooms are browned, our bottom halves of the baby bok choys are in, and our red bell pepper has some nice color to it. So we're going to bring that back up to heat. I was feeling ill from eating a lot of meat products a lot, plus I also want to change my lifestyle as well. That's awesome. Good for you. Thumbs up, man. Good for you. When are you back on the gaming streams? I don't know. Probably Friday. I'll probably play some COD. I honestly haven't really wanted to play any games on stream recently. It just wasn't very fun lately, and there hasn't been anything I wanted to play. I've been playing Little Big Planet on my new PlayStation, so that's not hooked up to my streaming station, and it's not really something I'd want to stream. But I'm probably going to be doing some gaming next week and on this Friday when COD comes out, because there's actually a game I want to stream, so probably then. But yeah, I've been doing mostly cooking. Probably multiplayer, unless I have friends that are playing Blackout, maybe I'll join them, but if I'm running solo or if I have friends on that want to play multiplayer, I'll probably do that, but I don't know. What about you? We're going to throw in the carrots now. They're not going to take long, and you don't want everything cooked perfectly because it's going to cook again when you reheat this in the oven, so keep that in mind when you're making this. We're going to put in our green leafy ends of the bok choy. And these will go in just a second. We just want to give this a minute to kind of sweat and meld. Now I'll show you what it looks like here in a second. I actually have a portable induction cooktop for the counter so you guys can see, and I've been doing YouTube recordings with it, but it's noisy as fuck. So if I put it here, you wouldn't hear anything else. It's so loud. It's got a fan in it. Little Big Planet's amazing. Yeah, I love it. I'll be doing Caught on Friday for sure. Well, maybe we can play some games together then, if you're down. I'm around when you're still awake. Okay, so we're starting to wilt. You see how the greens have started to wilt? That's your cue to add in everything else. So the cabbage and the green onions are going in the pot. And we're using green onions kind of in place of white onions for this. We're going to stir this up. We're really not looking for cooking here. It's just glorious is what it is. So we do that, and then we're going to add in our sauce. So we're going to make like a little well in the middle. And that means pushing everything to the edges of your pot. So like think about a Christmas wreath. Make a Christmas wreath in the bottom of your pot. That's the best way I can describe it. So now we're going to put our sauce in that little well in the middle. And we're doing this in the middle so that the oil doesn't soak right into all your veg. But it'll also help the ginger and the garlic get some heat like right on it so it can kind of toast a little, which is what we want to have happen. Actually looks tasty. Yeah. Did you doubt me? Did you doubt that this would not look good? I mean, come on. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so once the little mixture in the middle, you can see Christmas wreath, mixture is in the middle. So once it starts doing its thing, and it'll boil pretty good, you want to stir it all up. And then toss in your, hopefully yakisoba, but in our case, whole wheat spaghetti, because the store didn't have yakisoba, right into the pot. And we're going to take it off the heat. This is probably cooled. Off the heat. And this is when it all comes together. So our noodles have been sitting there in the strainer for a while, so they're kind of dry, but that's okay. We're just going to break them up so we can get all the sauce and the veg mixed up into it. And normally, if you're making this, you would add all sesame seeds right now, and you do about 2 tablespoons of white sesame seeds, toasted preferably, and about a tablespoon of black sesame seeds. But Daniel's not a huge sesame seed fan, so I usually do them to serve and just sprinkle it over the top. But it's also really good if you just bake it in. This looks bomb. Okay, so you just want to stir it so it's really glossy and everything's really well incorporated. Where are my chopsticks? You should taste. Might try this recipe? Totally should. Okay, let's see my chopstick failures on camera. I bought chopsticks so I could practice with them because I suck with chopsticks. Unless it's something big. Like if I'm doing, you know, cauliflower, I can totally eat it. But if it's noodles, it's a struggle. So, don't be afraid to try chopsticks in the safety of your own home while streaming so everybody can make fun of you. So my cousin, he's really amazing. He can do like this weird twiddly thing like this. I can't do it, but I'm going to show you. He can do this with one hand, where he twists it all into a pile, and then he somehow manages to grab it. Okay, this is going to be a huge bite. But we got a taste test. Oh, no worries, Renvain. Yeah, don't worry about it. Whew, it's spicy. It's making my nose run just sniffing it. Mmm. That's pretty glorious. That's some good stuff. Okay. We need the meal prep containers. These are glass. They're BPA free, and they can go straight from the fridge or the freezer to the oven, which is why I like these. Okay, that's hot. My nose is running. Good stuff. I like these too because they have like a steam cap, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so we need to take lids off. These are single serving containers. So that way we can have it for dinner or lunch or what have you. So that would be 2 dinners and a lunch. And I'm also going to maybe do just a Tupperware. Because the Tupperware I know is enough for Daniel and I both. I don't know, what size is this? This is a 42 ounce. And that generously serves both of us. So we're going to pop that in there. As soon as we get this done, we can move on to the enchiladas. So I'm going to make enough here for at least one night for us. And I'll just throw this in a baking dish when I go to reheat it. Ooh, overboard noodle. Of all the good stuff. Okay, so there's one dinner, and then I'm gonna do one more, or do the rest in the meal prep containers, because I have them. That'll probably be tomorrow nights, and that way it's just easier because you can just like take it straight from the fridge into the oven, which is pretty cool. Oh! So these are single serve portions. These are 36 or 29 ounce containers. And these are really good for lunch. Now you could eat this cold too. This is a really good pasta to eat cold. I actually really like it for that. It's awesome either way, like hot or cold. It's nummy. This one doesn't have a lot of vegetables. You kind of want to make sure to get an even bit of everything in all of them. I'm not going to fill them totally full because I want to get them kind of even. So you can see that one had mostly noodles. So you want to make sure to get lots of vegetables in there. It smells so good. So good. So this pot makes 6 meals worth. So if you're a family of 3, you have 2 nights of dinner. If you're single, you got 6 meals, lunch and dinner. You could freeze some of these. You could put some in the fridge. And if you're a couple, you know, you got 2 nights and 2 lunches, or 2 nights and 1 lunch if you're both home for lunch. This one's extra saucy. We should put some of that on one of these other ones. Get out all that sauce, because that's the good stuff. Okay. Select my pot holder thing off the bottom. Alright, so that's that. Glorious! Okay, so you can see how good they all look. We stack them up here. I mean, that's a pretty awesome amount of food, right? I didn't use all the containers, so we'll set that one aside. We're not going to put the lids on yet. Oops, that one's got drips all over it. Okay. Meal prep and yo, green onion, rogue onion. It does look pretty good. Oh, thanks. I get really excited when your food's pretty, because I think you eat with your mouth first. So, you know, you want your stuff to look super appetizing. If it doesn't look good, you know, who's going to want to eat it? I think that's why I like cooking with so many colors, and for the nutrition reasons, but it just makes it more tempting. If anybody watches British TV, Mary Berry, Cumin might know who she is. Mary Berry, I love that lady. She's like everyone's grandma, and she makes really good stuff, but she always uses the term most tempting, and I really like that phrase, because that's what you're trying to do when you're making food, is make it most tempting. We're just going to clean up a little here, because I have some stuff kind of all over, and I feel a little disorganized, so I'm just going to dump some stuff that's in my way real fast. Okay. Making a mess. Now let's get on to these black bean enchiladas. Nose, man. Spicy stuff. Okay, we need a jalapeno, which we've already washed. We already washed our jalapeno. There's all this Asian-y stuff on the end of this, so we're just gonna get that off. Okay, we'll see how hot this jalapeno is. It could be blow your face off hot, I don't know. You've got to taste jalapenos before you cook with them. Let it do its thing. Lately, the jalapenos have been like blow your face off hot or not hot at all, and what's the point? And this one's kind of not hot at all, what's the point? So we're gonna slice it up with the seeds because it's just not hot. And the seeds are flying everywhere. I don't need a ton, I just want some heat in these enchiladas, because otherwise they're going to be boring. These are just straight up black bean and corn enchiladas, which are really awesome, but they need some heat. I can find corn. Oh, while I'm in here, if you guys haven't tried these are fresh ramen noodles. These are so good. Nona Lim. Oh. There's no like sauce packet, so it's not like instant ramen. It's ramen you actually have to, you know, make ramen yourself. But it's just the fresh noodles, and oh, it's so good. All right, this is organic sweet white corn that I'm using. You could use any corn you have. If you have fresh, awesome. Even better. I don't. We're gonna roll with what we got. I usually do frozen unless it's summer. Okay, and then we got tortillas. I need my other containers. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be a 3-nighter. 1 dinner for Daniel and I, and 1 lunch for me. So we'll see if it works out that way. because it's going to have rice with it too. So these are 36-ounce containers, which are slightly bigger because they're going to accommodate the rice. Ooh, serious suction. The lid's like stuck. That's not good. I just got these ones. I haven't used them yet. But looks like the suction just popped right out of it. But it goes back in easy enough. It's on all of them. It's weird. I washed them. Maybe they weren't quite dry. I don't know. But it just kind of goes back in the grooves. So it's all good. It's not a life-ending situation. Just pop it back in. It's really weird it does that though. Yeah, they're like glued in almost. They must have some sort of like sticky material or something. And it like fused with water while drying. I don't know. I thought they were totally dry when I took it out, but maybe this silicone stuff like retains water somehow? I don't know. Science, man. Okay. Everybody has gotten really quiet, and I don't know if you're still there or if I'm talking to myself. Okay, so we're going to start with 4 tortillas. So that would be 2 enchiladas each, which will come out to about 250 milligrams of sodium per person. And we're going to cook these for 8 seconds. 8. That's it. Just enough so they're more pliable. Oh no! I forgot the bamboo. That was supposed to go in there. Maybe we'll just put it on top. That'll be okay. Or I guess I can leave it out. I don't know. I was kind of hoping for the bamboo. Darn it. Oh well. Things happen. Let's rotate some containers here. You can buy these meal prep containers if you don't have them. You can buy them on Amazon, or you can get them at like the grocery store as well. But Amazon's where I got mine, and these were like 25 bucks for 5, so they're pretty cheap if you're interested in that sort of thing. So I'm going to use my spoon to just kind of get some black beans in each one. And since it's just black bean and corn, you want a pretty generous portion of black beans. And then rice, and then corn. So a decent amount of corn, and we're not cooking it, we're putting it in frozen because the corn will cook in the oven when we bake them. So if you're like, Red, you forgot something. No, this is totally intentional. You want to not cook them, because if you cook the corn and then wrap them, you'll overcook the corn and it'll be like chewy and tough and really unappealing. So do it frozen. And then you just want to kind of wrap them up, tuck in all the sides, and wrap them tight. And then put it in the container. Ta-da! There's one. Then we'll do the next one. This black bean mix is like my favorite filling. It's so good. It's so easy, but it's so flavorful. I think that's what I really like about it. And you get a little texture because you get like it's kind of like refried beans, but healthier, and you get a little chunks of black beans and some black bean that's kind of been smushed, smashed, smushy smashed. Can someone type in chat so I can know that, you know, the world still exists? Because I don't know if my chat bot has gone down or what. And I don't have any mods here to tell me what's happening. And I can't see my stream, so I hope we're still live. Corn. And some jalapeno. And then again, just wrap and roll. Wrap and roll. That should be a shirt. I should make that into a t-shirt. That one's a little short and fat compared to the other one, but that's okay. So we're going to push them kind of to the side because we're going to put rice in the other end of it. So it'll have a little rice and a little enchilada. Oh, it smells so good. Wish I was having this for lunch. I'm having, you think I'm alive. Okay. Thank you, Inbound. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know I'm not in limbo. I don't know that I want to be in limbo. I feel like it would be like the upside down. And the upside down scares me. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, go watch Netflix Stranger Things. Manly, what you doing, buddy? You sharking? You don't eat jalapeno. He's like, I might. Put some down here, let me see. I don't know, cats and jalapeno, I don't think that would mix very well. I don't know if anyone has watched the Joe Rogan comedy special that just came out on Netflix. It's a stand-up. If you don't know who Joe Rogan is, he's a comedian. Did that come off of this one? Oh, it's off the bottom one. But I haven't laughed so hard in a while. Like, it was hilarious. So if you haven't watched his latest stand-up on Netflix, check it out. He has a thing about vegans and cats, and how it's funny that all these vegans that have cats because they're like living with these tiny little carnivorous predators. And I just died. Like, Daniel and I both were like, oh my god, laughing. It was so funny. But if you haven't seen it and you're looking for a chuckle, it's a good one. Another good one is it's just your chat on the actual stream is froze. Oh, interesting. I don't know what to do about that. You're typing though, so that's something. What was I saying? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, how vegans live with these like carnivorous little predators, cats, you know, and there's some vegans that feed their cats a vegan diet, and the cat's like all tweaked out because it needs meat, and I think that's true. Like, I wouldn't ever give my cats a vegan diet because an animal like that, a cat is totally made to eat meat, you know. This one burst. Uh-oh. So I'll put that one up against the other one so no one will notice. That one I didn't do a very good wrap job. So I need 2 more tortillas, it looks like. But anyway, I'm not a comic, so I can't really tell it, but it was really funny. Maybe I should be vegan. Getting hungry? Daniel actually told me last week, my Daniel, that if I could come up with some vegan dishes for the week, like different things that are satisfying, so we're not just eating, you know, the same thing all the time, he would go vegan with me and eat vegan food. And he eats a lot of it now already. I mean, he's pretty open-minded. But, so last week we had our first all-vegan week of dinners. We didn't have any non-vegan, except for the one, I guess. I had the one ramen night where we had egg. But other than that, okay, I'm like really light on my black beans here, so I'm going to stretch this to 2. But these are going to be a light 2. So I'm going to have to somehow like mark this one as the lunch version, because it's going to be a smaller meal. Corn, we'll just put more corn in it. Can make up for it. Oh, corn on the floor. I don't know where that went. I have this crazy rug and you can't see anything on it when you drop stuff, which is kind of a blessing and a curse all at the same time, because if you need to find something you dropped on the floor, you have to actually get down on all 4s and lay on your belly to find it. And I'll probably be doing that after stream to find this rogue corn kernel, because I have no idea where it just got off to. Okay, there's one more. And the final little one, this is going to be a really weak one. It's going to be the runt of the litter. The runt of the enchilada litter. Look at how sad it is. It's like, please, please put some stuff in me. Aww. Too bad. corn for it. I might just put that other end of the jalapeno in this container, and that way I'll totally know that this is the lunch one. Could also do like a toothpick or something, I suppose. But I'll probably just do this. It's so itty bitty. It's like an egg roll almost. It's an egg roll size. You know, I actually forgot to spray all my containers, so I'm guessing the stuff is gonna stick like crazy when I go to cook it, which was totally my fault. But too late now. Alright, I have leftover enchilada sauce from what I made the other night. And this is a really awesome roasted red pepper and roasted tomato enchilada sauce. And it's bomb. Like, the whole fridge smells like enchilada sauce from it, but I don't even care, because every time you open the fridge, you're like, oh hot damn, that enchilada sauce. I'm gonna put this corn back in the freezer so it doesn't get up to temp or anything. So it wasn't a lot of corn. We probably used like a half cup total, maybe 3/4. Oh, and this. Soy sauce can go back. Alright, so this is my homemade, oh, so good. Yeah. Yum. So we're gonna use this for the sauce enchiladas because I have it left over, which is partly why I made enchiladas today, because I have all this leftover sauce, because we've already eaten a bunch of enchiladas, but I still have all this sauce. So we're just gonna kinda spread it about, and you wanna be pretty generous with your enchilada sauce, because it adds a lot of your moisture in your dish, and it also keeps your tortillas from getting too brown. So you kind of want to spread it down the sides and everything when you do this. Why do I have, hang on, let's just get all this jalapeno action out of the way. The not hot jalapeno totally bums me out, man. I like when they're hot, and that one's not. Okay. This was the one that sucks, so we're going to put that one in there so we can remember. Because I already almost forgot to do it, and then we'd be like, uh-oh, which one's the dinner one? And that would suck if, you know, you served the bad one to somebody. Here's the sad excuse for an enchilada. You want to eat that yourself. So this should do most of the sauce. We should pretty much finish off this enchilada sauce, which is good because it needs to get eaten, right? I think I need to alter my recipe for this. I just totally whipped this together the other night, just making whatever I wanted. And I wasn't really measuring anything, so I wrote down what I did, and I think I know how to make it so there's not so much for next time. But it's like bonus sauce right now. But it's so good. The red peppers just add like a whole nother element. It's not super spicy, but it's just like really flavorful. So it's pretty awesome. Hey Blackers, what's going on? How are you? Where is my spatula? Okay, so this is our brown basmati. And you're just gonna stir it about because it's been just resting. And we're just gonna add some of this to each one. I find it easier to scoop away from yourself. Oopsie, I just got sauce all over the place. We don't want that in our rice. I need a paper towel. This could get messy. So this way you get a little rice, a little enchilada, so you're getting some grains along with the veg. And the enchiladas, since they have the black beans, that's your protein in this one. Oh, glorious rice. And everything nice. This one's a little light. We'll fill it a little more. So again, these are single serve. And you'll serve this alongside avocado and a bunch of like sliced romaine with some lime juice over the top of it all, and it'll be amazing. So this one we're keeping track of by having that funny jalapeno in here. So I'll probably be eating this for lunch tomorrow. Hey, hey. Because we're having the bibimbap tonight, which I still need to slice some vegetables for. And since this one's so light, we're going to put in some extra rice because these are pitiful little enchiladas. There. And I still have a little rice, so I might actually just put that in another container. There's like enough here for like a little burrito or something. So we can just put that in another container. Like there's really just a tiny bit, so we're just gonna put it in a little glass bowl. It doesn't need to be, you know, super sealed or anything. Here we go. Okay. Now we can wrap. And I don't think I'm going to cut the rest of the vegetables for the bibimbap right now. I think I'm going to save it for later tonight. So we're not going to worry about it. I'm done with those. Hey Raider! Vitamins. Okay, so everything's ready to go. It's looking pretty good. We might sprinkle some cilantro on this to serve too. So you put a little cilantro over the top of the red to kind of give it a break, but you know, pretty good spread, I would say. I think we did pretty good. So that is our meal prep for this week. So we have 2 nights of Chinese Yakisoba spaghetti, Yaka spaghetti, and 1 night of spicy black bean enchiladas. And tonight we're having bibimbap, which we got our carrots ready to go for that, and all we have to do, and a rice. All we have to do is, which is the rice I set aside here, which actually I don't have enough for that. Oh no, I forgot we were gonna do bibimbap. Uh-oh, emergency. Okay, we need to switch up our plans. So we're gonna take a little rice out of each of these, because I totally messed up. I spaced that we needed rice for the bibimbap. So we're going to put rice in here, and we're going to get some of the rice out of these. Because this is really just an accompaniment in these, but the rice is kind of the main in bibimbap, so we need the rice, yo. Which is fine, we can make this work. I don't have a scheduled Blackers. I just go live when I'm able to. I used to stream 7 days a week, and then I cut down to 3 days a week, and life just kept getting in the way, and so now I just stream when I'm able. So you'll want to be sure to follow the channel and to get notified when I go live. But I don't stream on weekends, I only stream on the weekdays. Alright, this will be good. We still have enough. Phew! Awesome. We've recovered. That was close. Alright. I almost totally messed up dinner tonight. Almost. Hey, Pepe. Okay, now we got everything. Now we're good. So now we'll eat good all week. And that was what? How long were we live? Let's see. So 2 hours exactly for all the week's dinners. And a little bit of extra effort, you know, on the night you do it, but mostly it's just pop it in the oven and you're good to go. So that is our vegan meal prep for the week, and I think it was pretty successful. So thanks for hanging out, guys, and be sure to follow the channel if you haven't already, and I will probably be live again later this week. I might do a cookie stream. I might be making vegan cookies this week, so I might do that. I also might make a green ramen. And then I also might play some Call of Duty Black Ops 4 on Friday. So we'll just see how it goes. I'm going to wing it like I usually do, and I hope to see you here. So be sure to follow or subscribe. And if you're on YouTube watching, hit the bell icon so you get notified when I produce new content or anything like that. And I will see you guys next time. Did I ever play Stardew Valley? I used to play Stardew Valley exclusively, and I did that for 3 or 4 months. And I have hundreds of videos on my YouTube channel, and you can check out my YouTube here at Red Lace Gaming. Post the link for you. And you can see all my Stardew videos. I did lots of tutorials and live streams, so there's plenty there of Stardew. And that's all we wrote for today. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys next time.